Time had seemed to take a small, yet noticeable, jaunt ahead as water from the galley rushed into the main cabin, full of inebriated men. The tile floor beneath their feet seemed almost impossible to gain any traction upon with their thin rubber soles. This accompanied by the rhythmic churning of the ocean waves strongly slamming salty spray upon the aft deck of the wooden brute of a vessel as it tossed aside a mixture of bubbles and foam on its way to an unsure meeting of sky and sea. There was terror, of course, but this was a constant at this latitude, no matter the season. But the clanging of this metallic drinkware was a reminder nobody was immune from the stress and demands of survival aquatic. The surrounding darkness draped a faux but seemingly infinite blinder across the entirety of the ship's view, as at this point the memory of pushing off solid land felt nearly 2 fortnights ago. Chimes from the loosely affixed steel and iron hardware from the main deck served as the only measure of passing time. Morale from the crew remained low, although the barrels of the distilled lifeblood were stacked high. Nothing to do but let the passage of time reveal the fate of the new dwindling 22 souls left aboard. The vanity of a rare accomplishment had all but evaporated like a morning rain on a hot day. As the sun rose on that morning, it would also reveal a dwindling count of 15 members left aboard. The ship that had the name Louise. The waters had settled, and the crew that took an early slumber the night before were up, evacuating the standing water that had been collected through the unrelenting night. A breaching humpback whale also served as a good morning welcome to the crew that refrained from the overnight self-medication song. The screeches echoed. Fish would also frequent the upper waters as algae and fibrous morsels would be cascaded through the micro-organic food chain. Morsels were the organic lifeblood from top to bottom. Survival was foremost, yet sometimes truant. Of the now 14 members quartering aboard the Louise, 12 were men and 2 were women who could lift a cumbersome log vertically with the ease of any other. Rations were sparse, yet natural sources of food were found all around, teasing with an almost coordinated dance that was rapid, yet occurred a keen and confident fluidity. Although the bourbon barrels were easily relocated by any member, there was a constant static in the air as the destination got physically and, more importantly, mentally closer and conceivable. Nobody knew exactly how much longer until dry landfall for the Louise, but anxious vibrations were rich and filled the entirety of the flat, open cabin boat from bow to stern. Days passed and the quick head count of the living souls among this pilgrimage was down to 10. The rest of the crew was out on the open deck, most just looking tattered and tired, matching the gulls floating nearby Louise. At that moment, one of the birds leapt from its webbed feet and flapped its wings, fluttering faster with each bounce of thrust against the easterly headwind. The worst night of the Dark Regatta came and went. Dawn sprung eternal once again, as Louise seemed to have a sheen never before seen by the crew. As only 5 members were vapid and able, the misty shoreline revealed the end of the tremendous stretch of Great Lake. The bourbon barrels had traversed one of the most ruthless and demanding runs ever attempted. Thanks to the bravery and unknown sacrifice. As the teal water connected with the white sandy beach, Louise had landed. The 5 survivors, 3 men, and the only 2 women to climb aboard, were frozen with mixed emotions and matching half smiles as they stepped off Louise and stood on sturdy land for the first time in months, pondering if the liquid gold treasure was worth the cost. Alas.